Coming up in today's full flight video from Luxembourg to London Heathrow. And welcome to yet another full flight video here on the channel. Today we'll be taking the Fenix A320 in the British Airways colours again, and we'll be taking it here from Luxembourg in the short hop over to London Heathrow Airport. Loaded in cold and dark again as we usually do, just so we can get all set up. And yes, so the full flight videos are doing well on the channel, so I'm assuming that's what people want to see the most, so that's what I'll continue to do. It's what I prefer doing, to be fair. I'll try and do a variety of flights, and sometimes you'll see some return legs on the flights afterwards as well. Maybe a few weeks, months down the line. But as I say, today Luxembourg to Heathrow. Been to Heathrow before on the channel. Not Luxembourg, and yeah, so we'll jump into the flight deck and we will start preparing. Already got the flight plan loaded in on SimBrief, so cruising at 330 today, and yeah, the flight time is a mere 56 minutes, it's estimating. So yeah, let's jump in. So cold and dark, same as last time, so external power on, and then the batteries can come on as well. We'll align the IRSs because they take some time. Cruise supply can come on, can turn the nav lights on, fuel pumps can all come on. We can arm the emergency exits, no smoking light can come on. Leave the seatbelt sign off for now, and that's all we need to do up here at the moment. Does this work yet? I think it does. There we go. So first thing we'll do is we'll actually go to the Fenix tablet, I think, and get the flight plan loaded in. So just tap to import from SimBrief. It's fine, it's just saying at the time or leaving it, it's not the same, but it's fine. So there's the flight plan. We'll have a quick look at the weather. So we're here at Luxembourg, we're 240 at 7, which is a bit is variable, but nothing major, and 1012. Into Heathrow, we're planning for 27 left, that's what they're landing on at the moment. We're 330 at 7 again, no major weather. As you can see, the high pressure that was over the UK in the last video has started to subside, and then at Gatwick, which is the alternate, again very much similar, just down the road. So we will go to mass and balance, and I will click load aircraft. We'll just do it instant. Double check the fuel is correct, which it is. And what we'll actually do is we'll just ask GSX to begin boarding, which will bring the jetway back, which is fine. I think for now that's all we need to do. Just have another quick look outside while you're up. So there we go, we've got the baggage carts coming over, and I'm sure we'll have some guys coming to board the plane soon as well. So down to the FMC. We will go. We don't need to board the crew, so we'll just get rid of that. So we're on the current AIRAC data. So if we go to init, and then init request, which will hopefully give us the flight plan in. Fingers crossed anyway. There we go. So we just need to input a couple of extra things. So our Speedbird 417. Again, still don't know the cost index, just put 20. Initial cruise on the flight plans 330. We can request the winds. There we go, that's the winds in. Nothing too bad at all. Relatively calm in this area at the moment. If we go to the fuel, so we are 55.4, 28.5. 55.4, 28.5. Is that definitely right? 28.5, yep. So we can put that in here. Our block fuel, which is correct, is 5.1. That'll round that up to. And that is our fuel in. So we can go to the flight plan page, and taking off from Luxembourg, it's going to be runway 24, and it is, this one is the SID, which we'll insert. Check for no discrepancies, which there isn't. Arriving into Heathrow, as I said, 27 left is the plan, and we are arriving on this one, and we'll insert that, which is showing no discontinuities, which is good. Performance page for takeoff, we'll go back to the EFB and go to the departure performance. See, we've got everyone coming down the jet bridge. So it's got the runway wrong, but that's okay. It is dry. We'll sync the load sheet. I'm just curious, last time I done this it gave us a flaps 3 takeoff. I just want to see if it's going to do it again. It's giving us flaps 2 this time. I'll do flaps 1 just because, again, nice long runway here. So flex into 66 and 125, 135, 135. So 125, 135, 135. Flex into 66 degrees. And we'll just go back and get the temperature is 4 degrees Celsius. Don't know where I'm getting temperature from because I don't need to input that. 1 and then up 0.3. So you do 1 slash up 0.3. That's all inserted, which is fine. So we've done the performance page is done, initial page is done, flight planning's done, departure's all added in. And yeah, so what I'll do now is I'll just start the APU. So if you haven't been able to tell with this channel, I'm not a do it properly kind of person. I just do it works for me. I'm not overly bothered about doing it completely realistically because I'm not a pilot, so it's just how I like to do it. But to do it properly, I suppose we need to click the master button, then come down to the APU page here and wait for flap open before we can then click the start button. Which will of course take some time. There it is, so flap open, so we can click the start button. We can also put the seatbelt sign on now. We'll go outside and see what's happening. APU is nice and loud. So APU is all started, so I will go down and double check the parking brake is set, which it is, and we can remove all the ground services, just so that when we go to pushback we are all good to go. So chocks and cones come off, GPU can come off, you hear the power flipping over, APU bleeds on as well. And yeah, we just have to wait for the baggage to finish loading. The IRSs have just finished aligning, so I can check the flight plan out, which we just step through to make sure that it's all correct, including the arrival into Heathrow. Which, yep, is nice and straightforward in. Again, we're not on VATSIM or anything, so we don't need to worry about that. I just want to check the QNH. Again, it was 1012, so we just set that on the altimeters and also on the standby, like so. We can go to, as I said in the last video, I don't like to use the ACAR stuff. I'm not, again, don't need to use it, so I don't use it. So I just like to view the messages so that they go away basically from the screen. We can put this back to the arc, put it to 10, we can put constraints on here like that. Initial altitude we'll put to, we'll put it to 6,000 feet. I'm not entirely sure if we do have any restrictions, which we don't as far as I'm aware. So we can go straight up to 330 before we start our descent down, where we'll obviously have a few restrictions on the way down, but that's okay. How is GSX getting on? So they're just finishing off at the back, and the last one going in at the front. As I'd mentioned in the last video, it's a really nice looking plane. The only disappointing thing about the simulator still is probably the lack of variety of plane that we have. Of course, it's still new technically, but can't wait for the PMDG 777 to come out so we can do some proper long hauls. I know there's some good three-way add-ons out there, like the Headwind A330 Neo, but that doesn't have a VNAV system yet that works at the time of making this video, so which is a bit annoying. You can do without it obviously, but so also looking forward to the 757 coming out as well, hopefully later in the year. But anyway, what we'll do is I'm going to have a look here. There we go, so boarding's complete. So we're going to request pushback. I'm not going to get bothered with de-icing. I'm also not going to listen to that. I can see the DirectX 12 issue just behind us there on the ground as well. The way I've found to fix it is that if you go take the camera nice and high, they do seem to eventually go away, he says. There we go. Ah, and now it's 10 times worse. It is incredibly annoying. I've fixed it. Right, okay. Anyway, enough messing around. So, beacon light can come on. Seatbelt sign's already on. Everything up here is good. As I say, I'm just going to start the engines anyway. I'm not going to listen to... I think that's correct. Yeah. We'll just ignore the ground texture issues if we can. They are a massive pain. It seems to be worse in some places than others.
Release parking brakes.
Parking brakes are coming off.
Commencing push. Due to icing conditions, please stand by function start until push completed and brakes set.
As I said, we're just going to ignore that because I'm lazy. Or should we wait? Let's wait. Let's be good and let's wait. So we'll just push back. Ugh, textures. So annoying. I don't know if there's a way to more easily fix it. Apart from obviously turning DirectX 12 off, but as I've mentioned in previous videos, affects the you can't use the frame generation on 40 series Nvidia cards, which is probably not a deal breaker at this airport since we're sitting at 110 FPS at the moment, so it probably wouldn't be a deal breaker to switch it off.
Set parking brakes.
But it is what it is. Okay, we will start the engines now. I'm also just going to tell GSX just now that it's
cockpit to ground. We have a good engine.
there we go.
Start.
So
You can disconnect.
flick this to start,
Unlocking gear.
and let's start in number 2. This one. Really smooth by GSX dropping the plane down again as always.
Tow track disconnected, bypass pin removed. Left is clear, right is clear.
And we've got engine 1 available, so engine 2 available, sorry, so we'll go engine 1 start. Some nice texture flickering there as well. The sim has definitely been struggling for me in the last couple of days. Don't know why. Sounds of the power coming across onto the engine generators. And that looks like we have a good start on that engine, so we can you can hear the packs come on as well after they've all started up, because it's obviously, there we go, available. Obviously all automatic on the Airbus compared to 737, so we can put the engine starts back to normal. I'm going to arm the ground spoilers, go up the overhead panel and turn the APU off, turn the taxi light on. We can do flaps 1 for takeoff. There we go. Slats just finishing moving out. Auto brake max. Takeoff config is green, no blue. turn the TCAS on. There we go. And parking brake released. And off we go. Just click the pedal disconnect button so that we can do the tiller. And just a relatively short taxi up to the end of runway 24. Also dealing with quite bad stutters recently, which is also incredibly annoying. I don't know why. I initially put it down to, I know in some situations it's a VRAM issue. But it's definitely not VRAM just now, because I've got it up, open another screen, and it's not, I've definitely not using all the VRAM. And my settings aren't like, the settings are high, but they're not all on ultra. Could be a DX12 issue as well, for all I know. I might try in the next video do it without DX12, without frame generation, because without it at the moment we'd still be getting close to a solid 60. We'd maybe have a few dips, but we'd be getting close to a solid 60. We'll see. It's definitely one to test out. You can thing is, you can see all of the objects loading in as we come up. I think that is part of the issue. In my last video when we landed into Newark, we had the worst stutters I've ever seen as we came into land, and it was horrible, but it appeared to be as all the objects loaded in. So I don't know if it's a case of, I don't know. I really don't know. We'll just take the first turning right here at Alpha 2. So, lights on. Go. All lined up. So here we go, 50%. Here we go, climb thrust. Man flex, SRS and runway. There's V1, and there's rotate. Up we come. Positive rate of climb, gears coming up. Nice and smooth on the takeoff. Autopilot's coming on. Climb thrust is coming in. Climb thrust. You can put the climb all the way up to 330 and we'll open climb it. In fact, we can still do manage climb because there is no restrictions, so it's fine. Runway turn loss can come off and the nose light can come off. I actually don't know what the transition altitude is here, I never checked, we'll just say it's 6,000. Flaps can come up. There they are. Shortly be making the right turn. It's very dark and cloudy, it looks like the rain could maybe come on. Starting that right turn. And go 6,000 so we can set standard 3 times, change this to 0 and 3, there we go. Look at that climb rate, 4,300 feet per minute. I'm just going to put the anti-ice on the engines on. Don't know if it's required really, but since we're going through the clouds and the temperature's a bit low. As always, despite the stutters near the ground there, it does look amazing once we get up above the clouds and do a bit of cloud surfing. So 10,000 feet, lights off, and seatbelt signs can come off as well. Wow, what a great advert so far this is for MSFS. That was the upper winds changing the default live weather and flight sim, which just caused that massive thing that just happened there. What an advert this has been so far. That is so annoying. Anyway, say this like P3D didn't have its own issues as well, but I've actually considered making some P3D videos. I haven't actually installed it on my new computer yet, but I still do have all of my add-ons for P3D, but I don't know, I'll consider it. I really want to fly 757, and despite Captain Sim being nothing but a horrible company since MSFS launched, I did like their products for P3D. Like, they weren't PMDG level by any stretch, but there was at least some effort went into them. They're 757, they're 767, but anyway, I am rambling. So as usual, if anything changes with the arrival, I will join you in the cruise to edit the arrival. Don't see that happening, to be fair, so it will probably be into the approach about 11,000 feet that I next see you. But anyway guys, enjoy the cruise montage, and I will see you in the descent into London Heathrow. Bye. Guys, and welcome back to the video. We're in the descent in towards London now. As suspected, the arrival runway didn't change. You can see we're just going through some bands of rain or snow. So I've actually got the anti-ice on the engines just because there's obviously some visible moisture in the air. As you can see, all the bands. This is where Flight Sim frustrates me because it does so many things so well, and how it looks here with the weather and the rain bands and the clouds out of the box is phenomenal. But you know, the way it controls the upper level wind changes is like something out of a Rex product. It's just not good. The stutters, to be fair, they could be my issues, but anyway, I'll not continue to go on and on about negative things about the game, or the sim. Yeah, we're just making our way down. You can see the sun on this side. Bit of rain on the windows now. At least it appeared so on the other side. So we're beginning to slow down now for the 250 restriction. I've just double checked the QNH at London is still 1015. It's now 1014, so that's fine. 14, just update that in the arrival information. And no significant weather as well, which is what we expected. We're getting ice not detected up on the eCam, but I'll just leave them on as we come through the clouds. Once we're out of the clouds, I'll take it back off. Below 10,000, so lights can come on. And seatbelt signs as well. Come on. Click spots are also challenging. Very challenging. We've got... Might end up making a video about that as well, to be fair. And the moving from P3D to Flight Sim, what's been my experience so far. And I say move like it's like that's the final decision, which it's definitely, it's not such as a decision as they're two sims that are at different stages of development. P3D is something I'm sure they'll continue to work on while it's profitable, but I do fear that for the majority of add-ons and things like that are going to be eventually not available for P3D because there's more money in it for the developers in Flight Sim because there's a bigger audience in Flight Sim. And I do think that is one of the challenges that P3D is going to face, is developer support over the next few years. I know there's still stuff coming out for it, but I do think that will be one of the challenges. So we can set standard, or not a standard, we can put the QNH in at 1014. correct. Just hitting the 7,000 restriction here. Speed's coming down to 220 nicely. Making our way through this cloud layer. Hopefully once we're through the cloud layer it will be a fairly nice-ish day. There we go. So about 10 miles away from the turn on to final. There we go, just starting to come below the clouds a little bit here. It actually seems like a horrible day. Auto brake low, because we're on 2.7, we're obviously needing to go to Terminal 5, which is the other end of the airport, so we're not fussed about braking too harshly. We want to come off near the end of the runway. Glide slope's just starting to come alive here. I have to say, the Airbus is a very easy plane to fly. The plane I fly probably the most frequently, especially in MSFS, is a PMDG 737, but the way that it's not, I'm not saying that's challenging to fly because it's still a modern automated plane, but it's just something about this, the way it manages its descent. It's almost as if it just wants to do that continuous descent. I mean, obviously there's no traffic. I'm following this the STARS restrictions, but I'm not obviously having to deal with ATC telling me things and whatever, but it just, the way it wants to fly, and it's just very easy. I'll take something from the fact that where it did previously say below engine anti-ice, no ice detected, that it now doesn't say that, so hopefully I had made the right call with the engine anti-ice. I don't think we need the wing anti-ice. I could be wrong. Want to arm the localizer. We're about 12 DME from the runway. Just going to put the slats out. We've got London, 85 FPS. I just find it very strange, like, touch wood, it's not been too stuttery in London compared to New York. I mean, in Flight Sim it was always London that was the hardest place to run. If you could make London run well, then you were probably going to be fine anywhere, but it doesn't appear to be too stuttery despite what it's loaded in, especially compared to that Newark arrival. That might change as we come down on the approach, but we'll see. So lined up on the localizer. I'm just going to turn all the lights on now, including the nose light, which again, click spot.
2,500.
It's a radial altimeter, which is fine. We can arm the ground spoilers. Just as we come down here, I'm going to put flaps 2 out. Just as we come to start descent. I might be wrong. Fulham? Maybe wrong, I just know it sits near the river. Might be totally wrong. Football stadium's about all you're getting from me, London way. But yeah, it's not too stuttery. So we're 7 DME, coming down nicely. Just going to turn that engine anti-ice off now that we're out of the clouds. Or not. So it's flaps 3, gears coming down. Waiting for 3 greens, and once we've got 3 greens we will go flaps full. There's 3 greens, speed's coming down nicely, so at 5.5 DME it's flaps 4. Just can't not look at the wing views. There's another stadium. I don't think I recognise it. Is that bad? Should I recognise it? Is it your club? Is it even football? Is it rugby? I don't know. Anyway, enough stadium spotting as such. So we are getting some stutters. I can deal with the odd stutter. It's flight sim, I'm used to it, but anyway, we're going to turn the autopilot off and fly this for ourselves. There we go. And let's not have the autopilot, or the auto throttle rather this time, if you remember from the last approach in the A320 where we had a hell of an issue with the auto throttle thanks to my throttle axis bindings. Hopefully we don't have that issue this time. Yeah, I can't explain how much smoother this is compared to the arrival I had into Newark in the PMDG. Just slightly confused by what specifically caused the stutters there that's caused it not to be as prominent here. Maybe it's just the scenery, I don't know. $15 knots, 12 knots across the nose, slight crosswind but nothing too extreme. Just trying to stay on the glide, a little bit of sinking.
100 above.
Which is fine.
Minimum.
Landing.
100.
Definitely a little bit low, but it's fine.
50. 30. 20. Retard. Retard.
Lovely
Retard.
landing.
Retard.
It is, don't worry. Oh. Reversals. Yeah, I don't know what that was about. Probably me, I've probably done something. We'll turn that auto brake off because we just want to let it roll. That was interesting. It's never simple in the in flight sim, is it? Maybe I'm just bad. Yeah, you wouldn't do this in real life at Heathrow, but I'm just letting it run down the runway a little bit. There we go. So we'll make the fact. We'll go to the next one because guess what? I forgot to press this button, which would have meant that turn was a little bit challenging. So we can put the speed brakes or ground spoilers back down, bring the flaps up, and make our way towards the end of the runway here. We'll come off this one. There we go. We'll go to the main Terminal 5 building. So landing lights off, turn offs off, taxi on, missed it on the APU, strobe off, anti-ice off, start the APU. Turn left here. So yeah, I will get you the landing rate, because that's all that matters, isn't it? Yeah, we'll get the landing rate once we come to stop at the gate, because the actual rollout on the landing was horrendous. So gate, what gate do we want here? What have we got? Are we going down the way here? Yeah, 513. No, because it's here. Is it here? I changed my mind. Or do I? That may have been a mistake, because I'll now have to go through. Ah, dear. There should be an easier way to do this. Will we go to 511? 511. No follow me. There we go. Into this gate we go. That was harder than it should have been. Taxi light off. There we go. The question is, do we listen to the safe dock or the marshaller? Let's listen to safe dock. GSX will probably shoot at me, 1 meter, 0.6, and stop. So yeah, we'll listen to the safe dock, because everything about this flight has went so well. Engine's coming off, APU bleed can come on, and the seatbelt signs can come off, and the beacon can come off, fuel pumps can come off, and we can request deboarding. Ground services, GPU is connected, so we'll connect it, APU can come off, and welcome down to Heathrow. So let's see, how good did I do with the safe dock? 320. Yeah, I would have said the safe dock was going to give us a better position compared to GSX. Never trust GSX. Any long time flight sim users will know that. But yeah, welcome to Heathrow. As usual with all my videos, it's never entirely smooth, but we got down anyway. I think it's nearly at the same gate as he took off from in the last video, from Heathrow, but yeah, I'll quickly get you the landing rate. $205. Felt smoother than that, but 205 was the landing rate. But yeah. If you enjoyed the video, guys, feel free to give us a like, give us a wee subscribe if you're enjoying them. And yeah, again, if you get any requests for specific flights, just let me know, and I'll see if I can do them for you. Yeah. In the meantime, guys, have a lovely day, and thanks very much for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye, guys.